Hello guys, I hope that you're all well. Today I'm going to be doing, oh, the sun's just got really bright in my face. Oh god, I don't think I can see you guys now. Oh no, okay, I'm going to move. Hello guys, I hope you're all well. Today I'm going to be doing Jensen's 5-month update. I cannot believe he is 5 months because that's almost 6 months and that's like half a year old, which is just crazy. So the last update you would have seen would have been his 3-month update, which I think I didn't do until he was about 3.5 months. I did plan to do a 4-month update during Vlogmas. It would have been the 14th of December. Oh, I don't even know, I'm so bad at his date of birth. Yeah, 14th of December it would have been. But we had so much going on in December that it just didn't happen. I did do a blog post, so I'll leave a link to that below in the description box. So if you want to see kind of exactly where he was at 4 months, then check that out. But this will kind of just be, you know, how he's been since the 3-month update, but in general it will just be where he's at now at 5 months. So Jensen is a really, really chilled out baby. He's so happy. He always has been. He never really had that phase where he was like an unsettled baby, but yeah, he's just, that's what everyone says. He's so smiley, you don't even notice he's there. He's so chilled out, he's really happy, which I'm so grateful for. And it's not that Jasper wasn't a chilled out baby, it's not in comparison to him. I think it's just that when you've got a toddler running around as well, like if I'm trying to deal with a toddler meltdown, I'm a lot more grateful for the fact that Jensen is so chilled out, whereas if he was a bit of a fractious baby and cried a lot, I'd notice it more. So yeah, very, very grateful that he's just a really, really chilled out baby. Okay, where to start? So I'll start with the whole kind of sleep feeding, because that all comes hand in hand, doesn't it? So where I left off at 3.5 months, Jensen was exclusively breastfeeding and sleeping through the night. Things that could not be more different now. So right now he is exclusively formula fed and he is not sleeping through the night. He's waking up about 3 or 4 times. So I remember saying in my last update that, you know, it's gonna come, it's gonna happen. I can't be that lucky to have, well, I mean, Jasper didn't sleep through the night until he was 13 months and 6 days, which I always babble on about, but so I kind of felt like I deserved a good sleeper, but it was short-lived. But it was good because at the time we had so much going on, it was so stressful. I needed him to be as good as he was, so, you know, I don't mind now. So basically, I will do an update on breastfeeding and how it all happened, because I kind of think that's a separate video. But in December, my supply just dropped. I was able to express maybe ½ ounce between both boobs, whereas before I could have gotten like 3 ounces off each. Jensen lost weight and yeah, just became really fussy on the boob. So I went to see a health visitor and she said to try and top him up with formula because he needed to gain that weight again. It was a really big weight loss for a small amount of time. So I started introducing formula and he just preferred it, and eventually, I think with everything going on, I let it happen easily because it was the easiest thing to do at the time. But yeah, eventually he didn't want my boob at all. He just wanted formula. I wasn't able to express much. So yeah, I tried lots. I will, like I said, I will do a video on breastfeeding and how it all went and how I tried to boost my supply and all of that. Yes, now he is solely on formula. He has Aptamil. For his weight and age, he should be having 5 bottles of 7 ounces a day, like in a 24-hour period. He is having 7 or 8 bottles of 8 ounces. He's a very hungry boy. I did think about giving him hungry baby milk, but I think I'm actually going to go down the route of weaning him because I think he's ready now. He's over 16 pounds. I don't know, I'll talk about that in a minute. The schedule that he had been on up until about 4 days ago was this. He would wake up at 8 in the morning, he would feed, he would be awake for 2 hours, and then at 10 o'clock he would have an hour's nap, wake up at 11, feed, he'd be awake for 2 hours, he'd sleep from 1 till 2, feed, like wake up and feed at 2, be awake until 4, and then sleep maybe 4 till 5. Then you'd have just like an hour of relaxation, bath time at 6, feed at 7, and then go to sleep. And he was going through until about 3 in the morning when he would feed again. So he was having at that point 6 bottles of 7 ounces, and then he would go through again until 8 in the morning and it would start again. So he was feeding every 3 hours, apart from at night when he would do 8 till 3, 3 till 8. And he was awake for no more than 2 hours at a time during the day. So it was in quite a good cycle. It was working really well. Sometimes he would wake up for a dream feed about 10 or 11ish, and the days that he didn't wake up for it, I didn't offer it to him because sometimes he would just go through till 3 anyway. Sometimes he would wake up at 12 and then go through to maybe 5 and then 8. It was always kind of different, but we've got quite a good routine where Jensen starts crying, I'll put his dummy in. If he still cries, I nudge Pete. Pete goes and makes his bottle. We've got the perfect prep, so it doesn't take long. He comes up and then I'm the one that feeds him. What really happens is I just give him the bottle and he feeds himself and I go back to sleep. I lightly sleep, so you know, if it comes out of his mouth and starts going down his neck and he starts squinnying, then I hear him and I put it back in and I wake up to burp him afterwards. But yeah, Pete's definitely got the short straw there. But then it became more frequently that he would wake at about 10:30, 11, then also at 3ish. And the last 4 days he started waking at 6:30 in the morning, and then it's pushing him back. He'll then sleep and wake and feed again about 9. So he's kind of doing 3 hours from 6:30 in the morning. So he'll do like 6:30, 9:30, 12:30, 3:30, 6:30, feed about 8ish when he goes to bed, or the last one maybe gets pushed back till about 7, and then again at 10. So it's pretty much every 3 hours from like 6:30 in the morning till 10, 11ish at night. And then he goes maybe 5 hours till 3 in the morning. And then, yeah. Oh no, so then it's 3 hours from 3 in the morning. I don't know what's going on. I don't know if it's a growth spurt. I'm not really sure. So yeah, that's a bit frustrating, but he's so good. You know, he wakes up, he feeds, he goes back to sleep. He's really happy. Sometimes like when he's awake in the day, he's so chilled out. So it's not like, you know, I am knackered in the day at the moment, but he's so easy that it's fine. Sleep-wise, he's still in our bedroom. He's in the bedside crib here. Normally, he'll be in that inside the sleepy head, which is the little kind of mattress thing that goes all around them. But because he was sick on it, it was in the wash last night, so he had his first night just in the bedside crib, and he slept exactly the same as he had the few nights before. So that's good to know that he doesn't need that to sleep. He, during the day, will sleep in his Nuna swinging chair. He'll sleep in his car seat if we're out and about. He'll sleep in the pushchair. He'll sleep in our Fisher-Price baby swing. He'll fall asleep on his gym playmat thing, so he's quite easygoing in terms of his sleep. To get him off to sleep, we do have a bedtime routine. So, like I said, we'll do bath, and then we come in here and we have the lights down low. I put his cream on. Before I used Aveeno, but his eczema's got quite bad, which I'll talk about as well. So now we've got Epiderm, so I cover him in that. I give him a little bit of a massage. I have his music on, get him into his pyjamas. He wears a long sleeve vest and like a baby grow. And he has the ones with the mitts that go over his hands because he's a scratcher. And then he goes in a grow bag. If it's his thin one, I put a blanket over him as well, but normally he just has his thick one. And then, yeah, I normally give him his bottle and then put him into his crib while he's still awake so that he's not falling asleep with the bottle. But sometimes he does fall asleep with it because I know that he can fall asleep by himself other times, so I'm not worried that I'm going to make him have like a sleep aid in a bottle. If he is still awake, sometimes he wants his dummy, sometimes he doesn't. Again, he's not really that fussed by that. And sometimes I'll give him, it's like a hand puppet, like a fluffy one. We've got a couple, and he just kind of scrunches it on his face, and I'm always close enough. I'm never too far away, so he's not going to suffocate with it or anything. But yeah, he just likes to have it on his face, and then as soon as he's asleep, I take it away. So that's his kind of sleep setup. So that's it in terms of his sleep. But his daytime naps have kind of changed. He was doing 3 naps during the day of an hour each. Sometimes now he'll do 2 hours, then 1 hour. Sometimes he'll just do one long 4-hour nap. It's really, really varied. But, you know, whatever he has during the day, the evening is kind of as it is. I don't really notice a difference from what he's having during the day. So as long as he's not awake for more than 2 hours, 2 to 3 hours, because that's when he starts to get overtired, and as long as he wakes and feeds rather than feeds to sleep, I'm happy. So what I was going to say as well, so something that I will again do another video on is that I've started Relactation, which sounds really gross. It's basically trying to produce breast milk again. I just feel like because my supply went, it wasn't a conscious decision. I didn't decide to end. I didn't end because I was in pain from mastitis. So it's just something that I don't quite feel like I'm ready to close the door on. So I've spoken to a lactation consultant, and I'm trying power pumping, where I'm trying to express 8 to 10 times a day for 5 minutes, having fennel tea, fenugreek tablets, all sorts. I'm doing everything I can. I'm giving it a week. If it doesn't work, that's fine. The minimum I'd like is to try and give him 1 bottle a day. I'm not expecting him to latch on and be breastfed all the time. To be honest, I like that he's bottle fed. I like that it's formula fed because it works in our family and it helps to make things a bit easier. So yeah, I'll take what I can get. If I don't produce any more milk, I've been doing it for 3 days now, and I'm not even covering the bottom of the bottle with both boobs after 5 minutes. So I'm not expecting anything really, but we'll see. I think then at least I can say that I really, really tried, and I know when I kind of stopped and gave up, whereas at the moment I go through in my head like, when was the last time I breastfed? I can't remember the last time I breastfed him, and it really upsets me. So yeah, but like I said, I'll talk about that in another video. So that's that. I mentioned his eczema as well. His eczema's got really bad behind his knees, in the crooks of his arms, his neck, just kind of in like the fatty rolls, but also like all over the backs of his knees. We were using Avey for that, but to be honest, it's not really made a difference with him. So like I said, I've now been prescribed Epiderm, so we're trying that. We've only been using it since Monday, it's now Wednesday, so I'm going to give that a little try to see if that helps. What else? So at the moment, I don't know how much Jensen weighs. I've never really been big on like focusing on how much he weighs until I noticed that he looked like he'd lost weight. That's when I then got quite conscious of it. But as soon as you put the weight back on, the last time I had him weighed, he'd gone back up to 16 pounds, because after my last update, he dropped a centile, but he was still like steadily gaining weight. And then he dropped 2 centiles and lost 1.5 pounds. So it was a lot of weight to lose. But as soon as I started giving him more formula, within a week, he'd gone back up to 16 pounds, which is what he was before, or 14 pounds. And then after like a week or 2, he was 16 pounds. And yeah, that's the last time I had him weighed. He was that, and he looks like he's putting on weight. So I'm not worried at the moment, but I will take him to get weighed probably next Tuesday. He's in 3 to 6 months clothes. His hair, he's starting to get little bald patches. I think he's just kind of losing it and getting his hairline and his hair shape and stuff. You can't really notice the 2 crowns that he's got on the back of his head anymore, because he's kind of balded a little bit. His hair's getting lighter. In some light, it looks like he's going to be really blonde, a bit gingery, whereas before he was so dark. Everyone was saying, well, he's going to be dark, he's like you, he's going to be dark. I was bleach blonde when I was younger, and then I went dark. Like, this is my natural colour at the top. So it might be that he does that, I don't know. He's got really cute little eyebrows that just kind of come round like this, whereas Jasper has got Pete's eyebrows, like very defined, structured eyebrows. And I think Jensen's probably got more my eyebrows, like little round ones. Still no teeth yet. He is teething like a trooper though, really dribbly, always chewing on his fist. To the point now it is bothering him, so I am using teething powder, and I've got little like teething like things that you put in the fridge for him and stuff. What else? He's got very long fingers and long feet, so I think he's going to be a tall one like his dad, whereas I think Jasper probably won't be as tall. I think he'll be more like me. His eyes are getting a little darker. I mean, they know they were dark before. I reckon they'll be brown. I think that's what I think at the moment. Yeah, he's lovely. He's such a happy boy. He's always like kicking about and laughing and smiling. He is just so content, so happy. Rolling over, and now he's at the point where he rolls over and he's, say, facing the camera like this, and then you go out the room, come back in, and he's completely facing the other way and over there, so he's managed to like roll his way around. He's not crawling yet. He's trying. He's been going in the door bouncer. I'm gonna get our jumperoo set up soon, but I need to review it, so I need to do the video of me unboxing it before I can do that. He's such a blogger baby, having to wait for me to take pictures before he can use anything. But yeah, he can really hold toys now, so he doesn't like shake a rattle, but he'll move it and then be really amazed if it makes a noise, and everything goes in his mouth. He's just so interested in looking around at everything, a very alert, happy baby. And yeah, that's everything. I hope you like this update. Please do check out his 4-month update on my blog. I'm gonna do a Q&A video soon, so if you've got any questions, please do pop them below. I probably will answer them on here anyway, because I always like to reply to comments on here, but maybe just pop next to it that it's for the Q&A. It can be on anything, Jensen, Jasper, Reese, work, absolutely anything. So yeah, pop questions below, and I will do a shout out on Instagram as well for questions there. And yes, thank you for watching. Please do give this a big fat thumbs up if you liked it. Subscribe if you haven't already, and click the bell notification symbol next to the subscribe button so you get a notification every time I upload. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye.